Your property taxes in Boise just went up. Again. 7.6% this year. City officials say increased costs are unavoidable. Unavoidable? Because I found something in the 2026 budget that shows this isn't about unavoidable costs. This is about choices, bad choices, that are making your city more expensive. And it all centers around a department that should be saving you money, but it's doing the exact opposite. Before we go any further, if you want to see more investigations like this, hit that subscribe button now, because what I'm about to show you will make every taxpayer furious. Last year, the city created a brand new department called Organizational Effectiveness. Let me read you their mission statement. This is from an actual job posting. The Department of Organizational Effectiveness is dedicated to driving excellence, fostering innovation, and enhancing city services. So this is a department specifically created to make government operate better. And if they're doing their job, you'd expect to see fewer redundant positions, lower administrative costs, and smaller budgets, right? Well, in 2025, the total budget for organizational effectiveness was more than $1.5 million. 1 year later, their budget for 2026 topped $2.4 million. That's 58% budget growth in 1 year. So if this department is making city government more efficient, why is it getting more expensive, not less? Because when you look at what's happening across the rest of the city government, it doesn't look like they're making anything more efficient. The city is planning a major software upgrade. Their Enterprise Resource Planning System, or ERP, needs to be replaced. The current vendor is ending support by 2030, so according to the budget, they need to select and implement a new system. The budget allocates $2 million to complete this process. Fair enough. That's a legitimate need. This is a big project that impacts a lot of people. So here's my question. Who's going to lead this evaluation? You'd think the newly formed $2.4 million organizational effectiveness team would be able to handle it, right? After all, one of the team's stated goals is to oversee high priority projects like this one. But you'd be wrong. The finance department is hiring someone separately, a finance systems coordinator with a $130,000 per year salary. It says right in the job description, the role will support ERP project implementation and ongoing maintenance. So here's the other question I have. Doesn't someone already manage the current ERP system? Someone in IT has probably been running this for years. I bet they know the data, stakeholders, and the requirements. Why not have them lead the evaluation? Instead, we're hiring a brand new $130K position in finance, while organizational effectiveness grows their budget by 58% in 1 year, doing what exactly? That doesn't seem like efficiency to me. But here's where it gets even more absurd. In 2026, the city will spend $61,000 on artificial intelligence licenses, ChatGPT, Microsoft Copilot. According to the budget, these AI tools will automate routine work, including data analysis, report generation, and document creation. And Kyle Patterson, the director of organizational effectiveness, told City Council their AI pilot program was incredibly successful. Here's what he had to say in the May budget workshop.
We did a survey of staff citywide around their use of generative AI. And then we also did a pilot last year where we bought 50 licenses for ChatGPT and distributed them and then evaluated how that worked. Overall, we found that staff reported they saved almost 4 hours a week by having access to a license. So that's the equivalent of if you have a team of 10 staff and they all get licenses, that's like having an extra FTE, which is huge. So we see the ROI on this investment in artificial intelligence being really high in terms of our productivity as a city.
4 hours per week saved, 1 extra employee for every 10 people, really high ROI. Those are his words, not mine. So let me get this straight. The Organizational Effectiveness Department has a $2.4 million per year budget, lists vendor selection as a key skill in their job requirements, and has access to the latest AI tools. But when a major ERP project comes up, finance still needs to hire a separate $130K coordinator. What am I missing here? Oh, and the city projects AI costs will only keep growing. More licenses, more subscriptions every year. So they're claiming efficiency gains while adding costs in both directions. More software and more people. And you know what the crazy part is? This isn't a surprise to anyone at City Hall. City staff knows what's coming. They warned City Council about it. At the May 20th budget workshop, staff showed projections for software costs. 2018, $7 million. 2035, $18 million. That's an additional $11 million per year, more than 2.5 times what the city spent in software 7 years ago. City staff laid out exactly why. Vendors are moving to subscription models, more AI licenses will be needed, there are cybersecurity threats and cloud storage costs that all add up. Then this warning from the workshop. The projection assumes only currently planned systems. Any new implementations will drive costs even higher. My take, that 11 million increase for software, best case scenario. It'll probably be worse. City Council saw this presentation. They know what's coming, and they approved it anyway. Approved the efficiency department growing 58%, approved the AI subscriptions and the new headcount, then approved plans to raise your taxes every single year through 2030. City Council saw the problem and decided to make it your problem. But this isn't about one wasteful hire or one bad contract. This is a pattern. In the 2026 budget, the mayor wrote that the city is stretching every dollar. But here's whose dollars are really getting stretched. Over the next 7 years, the city plans to collect 63 million more in property taxes. Started at 175 million in 2023. This year, 204 million. By 2030, 238 million. Now here's how they justify this. The budget says the city has been diligent because in some years they didn't take the full 3% property tax increase allowed by state law. So because they showed some restraint in the past, they get to take more now. And if you look at the forecast, they're planning to increase property taxes every single year through 2030, not as an emergency response, as planned. It's clear from the budget, the city's plan isn't to stretch their dollars, it's to take more of yours. So the next time someone at City Hall tells you that property tax increases are unavoidable, remember, unavoidable means you have no choice, but they do have choices. A lot of them. They could negotiate with software vendors instead of paying whatever they're told. They could use the resources they already have instead of hiring more people. They could work within existing budgets instead of automatically reaching for property tax increases. But until someone demands actual accountability for what these innovation and efficiency initiatives are actually accomplishing, it looks like your property tax bill will keep going up, Boise. Drop a comment if you want to see more investigations into where the city is actually spending your money, because next year's budget is nearly 200 pages to get through, and trust me, the waste doesn't stop here.